Welcome to Lesson 3 in Unit 19, Sensing Tsunamis. In this lesson, students will work to answer the question, what causes tsunami waves to form? In this lesson, students investigate how energy transfers into water and causes tsunami waves using a water tank model. Students figure out that when an earthquake, volcanic eruption, or landslide causes a displacement of water, energy is transferred, making a tsunami wave. They learn how the motion of water changes in the deep ocean compared to at the shore. Students make connections to the storyline by understanding that earthquakes can cause a disturbance in the water, creating tsunami waves. These waves grow in height when they come to shore, and so they can be dangerous for people. There are several opportunities for ELA cross-curricular connections throughout the lesson. You can look for specific standard connections in the Unit 19 Teacher Guide. This lesson will take approximately 3 to 4 days to complete. For the Engage portion of the lesson, you'll ask students about the cause and structure of waves. You'll revisit the driving question board. You'll highlight questions connected to the learning goals of this lesson by calling attention to questions about how earthquakes and volcanoes can cause tsunami waves to form, if earthquakes and volcanoes always cause tsunamis to form, and what else causes tsunamis to form. For the Explore portion, you'll use the What is a Tsunami investigation instructions to prepare the materials and carry out the class demonstration and discussion. This demonstration has 3 parts, each with its own learning goals. The detailed procedure for this activity can also be found in the Teacher Guide. You'll have students use the Water Waves Model student journal page to record their observations and learning. In the Explain portion of the lesson, students will engage in a class discussion. You'll invite students to gather and analyze their observations around the activity. You'll use the provided questions to guide the discussion around what causes tsunami waves to form. The goal of this class discussion is to have students share their observations about the wave model demonstration. You will use the discussion to create the Lesson 3 summary chart. From the discussion, students should understand that when waves reach shore, tsunamis grow in height and can move far onto the land, causing destruction by flooding and moving objects. You'll have students use the Water Waves Model checklist student journal page to label and add detail to their water waves model. You'll then have students read the How Do Tsunami Waves Form article and think about how their water wave model relates to what they are reading. For the Elaborate portion, you'll show students a video that reinforces how tsunamis form and explains why tsunami waves gain height when they reach shore. You'll then complete your summary chart discussion. You'll have students revise their tsunami models on the Model of Japan Tsunami student journal page. As students revise, you'll circulate and take note of what pieces of the Gotta Have It checklist students are adding and any areas they may need additional support with. For the Evaluate portion, you'll have students present their final models to the class or hold a gallery walk to share their models and explain how the Japanese tsunami formed and moved through the ocean in 2011. You'll have students use the Model of Japan Tsunami rubric and peer feedback table tent cards to provide feedback to each other. To support student sense-making across the unit, orient them back to the driving question board. Ask, did we answer any of the questions on our driving question board? You'll use this as an opportunity to build a class consensus model to answer the section driving question, how do tsunamis happen? You'll have students complete the Section 1 summative assessment. By the end of this lesson, students will have used a model to describe patterns when waves form in water, revised an explanatory model to explain how earthquakes can cause a tsunami wave to form. In Lesson 4, students investigate how humans and other living things use their senses to detect things in their environment. They connect this to how we might detect tsunamis. For the optional Extend, you can show students the simulation of a tsunami and ask them some questions. You can then have students read Into the Crater of Doom to learn about what else can cause tsunamis to form. For more information about this unit, visit myscipartners.com.